up on your EPFA news today. We look back at the great showcase opportunity that the FA Disability Cup provided for Power Chair Football's place on mainstream television. We hear from a Finnish athlete and his journey so far. We hear from a former Russian international about the plans for football for all in Russia. A French athlete gives us his thoughts on making the best from being involved in the sport. We meet another Italian player from the always active Ultra Sport Club. And we have a roundup featuring all the great video-rich content that has been produced recently to promote all the great activity taking place through our members. Welcome. This is EPFA News. The much-anticipated opportunity to see Power Chair football live for the first time on TV took place at the FA Disability Cup final. BT Sport delivered an impressive presentation package assisted by some great contributions from within our own community. All the different aspects of Power Chair football were explained at the start, from the laws of the game to the necessity of speed testing and the criteria for this. The magnificent setting of St. George's Park had Power Chair football looking very natural and very much at home on television screens, phones, and many other devices, in this free-to-watch opportunity for new audiences and the Power Chair football community all around the world. As both teams and officials lined up at the start, it was a reminder about how tough the last 15 or more months had been on everyone involved to the sport, and a real celebration for the friends and families who had come to St. George's in great numbers to see Power Chair football emerge from those difficult days and give hope to those in other parts of the community near and far who have yet to get back on court. And so all the talk and preparation was over, and the action finally got underway, and those new to Power Chair football were going to find out what it was all about. It didn't take long before a pattern emerged that this was going to be a cagey affair, with some cobwebs evident from the start, showing the long layoff from competitive action, and also that this was going to be an intriguing battle between the two respective captains, John Boulding and Chris Gordon.
Stays on West Brom. Williams aggressive. Goalkeeper determined. Danger not gone just yet. Behind Boulding lurking for Aspire.
The first half had Aspire very much the team who were pressing to try and take an early lead, but West Brom's defence was proving solid, and Aspire's early chances needed to be more clinical if they were going to get ahead.
Here for the Baggies. Game has come to life suddenly, Ewan.
It has indeed, yeah. Great bit of play, all on Spire on top at the right. Remember, on the break, West Brom still taking chances. Here comes John Boulding again at the left-hand side.
Yeah,
but Rosie Hodgson on the far side can't quite make it to her.
Again the momentum to press, and the team that looked the more likely to score was with Aspire in a dominant first half, with several more goal attempts or half chances. That lack of competitive edge was continuing to elude them, and chances that would normally be taken, or passes delivered with more accuracy, were missing from the final ball.
Could spell danger. Away comes Marcus Harrison. Boulding tries to block him off.
While there was a lack of scoring and goals to showcase what potential there is in our sport to excite, the game was still intriguing from a defensive display, with Marcus Harris' son and Chris Gordon marshalling a stern defence.
Boulding and Gordon, again side by side these two. For club and for country. Those two are two of the figureheads.
The battle between John Boulding and Chris Gordon was certainly keeping the commentator intrigued, and there was plenty of moments to revel in from those top two stalwarts of the game.
Played in the last 18 months.
Corner
As
here
the
for
first
Aspire.
half neared its conclusion, Aspire continued to dominate the chances, but making one of them come good was still falling short.
but enjoying his teammates at the opposite end of the pitch.
It's Boulding and blocked, and again, and off the line.
It would ultimately end scoreless at the break of half-time. Cheered on by wonderful support for both teams, ready for another half of nail-biting drama. Second half and a change of jersey for Chris Gordon, and his more familiar goalkeeper's jersey, and playing out in that role. Defensive play was again the name of this game as Aspire again looked to break down the resolute defence of West Brom. And so it would transpire that there would be no score at full time. In extra time, West Brom seemed to leave it late in the day to start making impressions on the Aspire goal, and had some decent chances to decide the outcome without the looming prospect of penalty kicks.
To the final 3 minutes of 50 in total to push their way into the Aspire half. Applying pressure, Tom Kelly not...
One of the best chances of the match fell to Marcus Harris' son in the dying seconds of extra time, but he failed to connect in the way he would have liked, and saw the ball swoosh past the wrong side of the post. And so penalties would decide the contest, and heroic efforts in general play did not fall kindly for John Boulding in the penalties, as his penalty was saved and Aspire were on the back foot. The pressure was increased when, having saved the opening penalty, Chris Gordon calmly slotted his away. It was certainly not going Aspire's way when the second penalty also failed to register, and now it was looking ominous.
For a 2-goal West Brom lead, Marcus Harrison against
West Brom were further in the ascendancy when they went 2-up in the shootout, leaving us with a Euro 2020 type tension-filled finish as Rosie Laura Hodgson approached the spot kick with immense pressure on her shoulders to find a lifeline. As both captains deliberated on the missed chances and ebbs and flows of the game, and while it may not have been the free-flowing accurate passing and demonstration of power chair football at its best, the ground-breaking opportunity was still the winner on the day, and the future remains bright for more television opportunities. The bragging rights remain with West Brom for the year ahead, and it would not be a surprise to see both teams back again in 12 months, eager to go one better in performance and retain or reclaim the cup. Drop in to hear from another athlete from Finland who started young and still has lots of aspirations to achieve in the years ahead with club and country.
I first got involved in powerchair football through an old teammate of mine. Back then I was playing powerchair hockey. She sort of started pushing this sport forward here in Finland. I've been involved in powerchair football for 8 years now. Yeah, I started playing when I was 9 and I'm 17 now, so 8 years. Well, in my team, HJK Hurricanes, there's currently 5 players, and we train once a week. In normal times, we would like to train more often, but that is yet to happen. Then in the league, there's currently 4 teams. There's 2 in Turku, 1 in Tampere, and then there's us. Now, what do I find the most exciting about powerchair football? Well, I mean, of course, so many things, so it's hard to name just one. But maybe the competitive side to it. I've been always really competitive myself, so the fact that there is a sport out there that I can bring it out and try to succeed in it, it's great. Now my position, I'm a centerman, although we have been thinking about moving me to the side recently. But yeah, I don't really care where I play. as long as I get to play, that's what matters for me. There's pros and cons to both of those positions. You know, as a centerman, I feel like I might get a bit more control of the game, but then again, if I'm at the side, might be able to play with the ball a bit more as well. So yeah, I don't know, but as long as I'm not the goalie, I'm happy. Oh, I don't know. There's been so many of them, but well, as I already said, I am very competitive, so it would have had to be someone we won, but which, to be fair, does cut the list quite a lot. So maybe the first ever Finnish match. That was great moment. It means a lot to represent Finland. You know, it's every kid's dream to be able to play for the country. So yeah, well, I don't really have words for it. It just means a lot. Now, what would I like to achieve in the sports? Well, I mean, of course, continue playing in the top level tournaments internationally. Hopefully win some of them as well. And then, yeah, win the Finnish Liga as well. Would be great. Well, I mean, of course, I look up to all the top players out there. You know, try to see what they're doing, maybe get some beats out of their gameplay to import to my own. But when I was 10, we were in Paris, and then there was this American player called Zach Dickey. So I just remember him being like amazing and really kind as well. So maybe I gotta say him. Well, I mean, on my free time, of course, I enjoy playing some video games, going out, being with friends. You know what your average 17-year-old would do, I guess. Host for 2021 would just be getting to play again. You know, it feels like forever since we last had a training session. You know, I want to play matches, I want to go to practice again. That's all I want right now.
Recently we communicated the great news that Russia had become an associate member of EPFA and another new member for the European zone. The Russian Football Union have begun a Football for All program, with Powerchair football very much part of their plans. We are going to hear now from former Russian international and former Chelsea player Alexis Martin.
The Football Union of Russia has become a member of FIFA. Our task is to develop powerchair football, to support regions, to hold regular competitions in a new discipline. We are looking forward for successful collaboration, and I hope very soon we will participate in international competitions.
We are going to hear from a French player who acknowledges he may not be the most talented player, but that does not stop him taking pleasure and competing, and aims to have as much fun as possible.
Bonjour à tous, je m'appelle Hugo. J'ai démarré le foot fauteuil en 2013 à Auch, club dans lequel j'ai joué jusqu'en 2016. Ensuite, j'ai eu quelques problèmes de matériel. Je n'avais plus de fauteuil de 2016 à 2020. En 2020, j'ai eu la chance de pouvoir réunir les fonds pour acheter un Strikeforce. Je me suis donc rapproché du club de Toulouse pour savoir s'il était possible de jouer avec eux. J'ai effectué 3 entraînements. Ensuite, j'ai dû arrêter comme nous tous à cause de la pandémie. Donc, à mon actif aujourd'hui, j'ai, on va dire, 7 petites années de foot fauteuil parce qu'elles ont été tronquées par des arrêts à la fois liés à mon souci de matériel et la pandémie. Alors, le club aujourd'hui dans lequel je suis, donc c'est le club de Toulouse. Euh, on est à peu près 7 ou 8 joueurs, même si nous avons pas encore déterminé les, notre effectif pour l'année prochaine. Ça doit se faire d'ici la fin de la semaine. Euh, Après, pour ce qui est de ma position, je suis plus à l'aise en défense, en joueur de boîte dans la surface de réparation. Euh, Parce que c'est un poste qui est assez, comment dire, c'est un poste qui est assez euh, exigeant, mais en même temps, il est aussi plus facile pour moi à lire que le poste d'attaquant où justement là on va être plus sur un poste qui va demander à beaucoup de mouvements pour éviter les 2 contre 1 et certaines fautes, les contacts, alors que le gardien et le joueur de boîte dans la surface de réparation sont davantage libres de leurs mouvements et je trouve qu'il est plus facile de lire le jeu dans ces positions-là. Et puis la posture de dernier rempart et de blocage, entre guillemets, me, me plaît assez. Donc voilà. Alors après, pour ce qui est de mon match favori, je pense que je vais retenir un match avec Hoche contre Nantes. Je crois que c'était en 2016 où j'ai marqué 2 ou 3 buts, je crois, et j'ai fait 1 ou 2 passes décisives. Donc j'ai vraiment pris du plaisir. C'était une des premières fois où j'avais l'opportunité de jouer avec un strike force en plus. Donc je me suis rendu compte de la différence qui était vraiment importante par rapport à par rapport à un Storm FFH. Donc vraiment, j'ai trouvé ça très agréable. Et ensuite, pour ce qui est de mes objectifs, dans ce sport, le plaisir dominera toujours. J'ai toujours pour objectif de prendre un maximum de plaisir et ensuite, ben, je me laisse porter. On ne sait pas de quoi il fait demain. Je me ferme aucune porte. Euh, les joueurs forcément qui m'ont inspiré, on va dire qu'il y a des joueurs comme N'Golo Kanté qui sont assez, on va dire, durs au mal et qui ne comptent pas leurs efforts. J'adore ce profil de joueur et c'est un peu, c'est un peu des modèles pour moi sur le terrain parce que c'est peut-être pas, c'est peut-être des joueurs qui ont un, c'est des joueurs qui ont quand même du talent, mais qui s'en sortent davantage par force de, leur force de caractère. Et je pense que ça me correspond assez parce que si je devais me définir, je ne pense pas être un joueur talentueux ou extrêmement talentueux, mais ce qui fait que je peux arriver à prendre du plaisir et à rivaliser dans ce sport, c'est que par contre, je ne compte pas mes efforts. Donc, je n'ai sans doute pas beaucoup de talent, mais je ne compte pas mes efforts. Donc, c'est pour ça que ce profil de joueur m'inspire beaucoup. Ensuite, dans mon temps libre, je, je pratique le chant. Je chante beaucoup. parce que je me suis aperçu que ça me détendait beaucoup et j'ai commencé à travailler ma voix il y a 2 ans et c'est aussi quelque chose que je n'ai pas envie d'abandonner parce que j'en fais peut-être aussi une opportunité pour demain, je ne sais pas. Mais voilà, en tout cas, c'est quelque chose qui m'apaise. On peut dire ça comme ça. Le chant m'apaise beaucoup et je suis content d'avoir pu trouver les moyens de travailler ma voix et m'améliorer dans ce domaine. Et pour le reste de 2021, ben, mes souhaits, à mon avis, ils sont similaires à ceux de pas mal de monde, c'est-à-dire être tranquille avec la pandémie. J'espère vraiment que le plus dur est derrière nous et que les saisons dans les différents championnats pourront aller à leur terme. Et également comment dire, que l'aspect convivial des week-ends de compétition puisse être un petit peu retrouvé malgré les contraintes sanitaires.
Italy victorious at Euro 2020, inspiring all football-loving Italians to emulate the Azzurri's achievements. We hear from another one of those who can't wait to see Italian power chair football on the international stage.
Ciao, mi chiamo Donato Ventura e faccio parte della Tre Sport Puglia. Ho iniziato a giocare a power football nel 2020. Il mio obiettivo è quello di vincere il campionato con la mia squadra per un giorno arrivare in nazionale. Sì, i miei giocatori che seguo sono John Boldi e Mohamed Ghislavi. Un giorno vorrei arrivare ai loro livelli.
Remember when the silence grew so big it pushed a hole straight through the sky?
Ho Gianluigi Buffon, perché è un simbolo del calcio italiano, della nazionale. Oh, ciao a tutti, lo sport è di tutti, viva Oltre Sport!
Part of the great BT Sports Showcase weekend alongside the FA Disability Cup was a feature on Northern Ireland powerchair football, featuring Alex Brooker and Chelsea Grimes travelling to Belfast to meet with 3 members of the Northern Ireland team, Ellie, Jason and Scott, who spoke about the sport and demonstrated the skills, and ultimately Alex and Chelsea got a chance to try powerchair football for themselves.
I think you're the coolest girl in Northern Ireland because you're the only girl who plays powerchair football. How does that feel?
It feels good.
Who do you support?
Well, my brother sort of forces me to like Man United.
Oh no! I'm a Liverpool fan.
Yeah.
So I'm about to go and play. I need you to give me some top tips. What should I be looking out for?
Just watch the ball and pay really good attention to it.
Attention, okay. And try and make contact with the ball.
Yeah.
Is it harder than it looks?
Sort of.
It looks tough. Come on then, let's go.
I don't feel like I'm
With Chelsea looking quite worried in the driving seat, I was quietly confident the boys would take the win in our friendly game.
I've got you boys, I've got us.
Power chair football is played indoors on a court with goalposts 6 metres apart each end. Luckily for Alex, tackling is allowed, although it needs to be play an attachment to play an attachment, and also not into the wall. The game is played 4 versus 4 and uses a 33cm diameter football.
You can't take credit for that.
Only 2 players from the defending team may enter the penalty area at any one time. And the game is split into 2 20-minute halves each way. In the end, it was Alex and the boys with some great teamwork to take the win and score the winning goal.
Chelsea, that was amazing.
Alex, I want to do it again. That was incredible.
I feel dizzy. I still feel...
It was great to see Poucher football taking a leading place at the traditional summer camp for multiple para sports disciplines in one of our favourite venues in Egmont Holstein in Denmark. It seems to have been a great month recently for some of our members to be producing great videos and tools to promote the sport to new and existing audiences. Another great example of this was from Spain, who produced a video of their historic first national squad training session in Jan. We hope to feature more on what happened at that event, with some of those who helped coordinate the weekend in our next broadcast. The Austrians too produced a great video tool for the purposes of attracting some new players to the sport in Austria, and featured some of the players and the national team coach encouraging people to get in contact with their existing clubs to find out how they could get involved. France has put a proposed calendar schedule together for the start of a new season in October. Let's hope the situation will allow this to go ahead as planned. Remember, get in contact with EPFA News at the email below, and until next time, take care.